We going?
We are live.
2012, what do you think?
2012 was the year that the world ended, and that is the year we are going to...
This is the last year in the decade.
Yes, this is the last podcast we will have ever done. See, here's the thing. All of these are from the past.
Yes.
And are being released in the future, but the future is all of us trapped in purgatory.
Yeah, these are all recorded in the years that we're reviewing.
Yes. And now they're being released after everyone on the planet is dead.
Yes. So keep in mind when you're listening to them that each of the previous 3 podcasts have been 1 year apart each.
That seems on brand for us, though. We're not really good at maintaining any form of order or timely fashion.
How about Law?
Law and Order?
Mm-hmm.
Special Victims Unit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
The best one.
Is that Dean Cain?
It's Dean Cain.
Dean Cain? Yeah, I feel like it's on brand for us to do 1 podcast a year for a decade.
Yeah. Ooh, should we legit release these 1 per year?
No.
For the 2020s? Like 2010 in 2020, 2011, and 2021?
Do you think we're going to remember to do that?
Do you think we're going to be alive in 2029?
No.
No.
Do you think we're going to be alive in 2021?
That's even a stretch.
I hope coronavirus gets a hold of us. But
Yeah.
I also hope that we look back on this podcast in several years and go, what was coronavirus?
Yeah.
And then we'll be like, look it up and be like, oh yeah, it was that thing that everybody thought was going to kill them before airborne contagious AIDS happened.
Yeah. It's either another like SARS, bird flu, whatever, or it kills all of us. Yeah. It's one of the two. I don't feel like there's a middle ground.
It's SARS too. Remember when SARS was a big deal?
I do.
And then nothing.
And then nothing.
Avian bird flu, and that was nothing.
Swine flu, H1N1.
H1N1, like, it happens, all right?
Yeah.
I get it. China's a filthy place, and then they try to kill us all.
They're animals.
Also,
these Chinese pigs giving us their disgusting...
Oink, 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 piggy.
Their disgusting, made-up new viruses.
Neither one of us is in our 60s.
No.
Or a child.
Yeah.
And we're white.
Yeah.
So we're fine.
Yeah, by the way, I don't know why this isn't in the news cycle. White people can't get the coronavirus.
Or black people, it appears.
Yeah.
That is the one downside.
But on the upside, China, Italy, Korea, Iran, Israel, all the hits. This virus knows what it's doing.
Did we genetically create this virus through mental...
I mean, did you read that weird...
Was it us wishing and hoping and it into existence?
And hoping for Chinese to die in...
I just think of that song as wishing and hoping and hugging and fucking.
That is the logical progression of things. You wish, then you hope, then you hug, then you fuck.
Unless you're really kidding. Then it's the other way.
Then you fuck first.
You fuck first. And then you kiss at the end.
Yeah. Like a gentleman.
Like a gentleman.
And their kids.
Yes. What you were going to say, did you hear about the wild...
Oh, like right when Corona was like popping off, there was this like weird article about this like Harvard biomedical guy who had some link to like the creation of the coronavirus in China. Yeah, I'd have to find it, but it was strange.
I thought it was from drinking bat soup.
Yeah, bat soup seems to be the most common thing. There's also something about pangolins. Those weird
penguins and jangles.
They're penguins who are pansexual.
Ah.
Yeah.
Aren't they all?
Yeah. Pangolins are those weird sort of armored, kind of armadillo-y, echidna-y things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And something with them, pangolin soup. I don't know.
Sure it's not just because they live in shit and there's too many of them crammed into tiny spaces and literally our bodies are a toxic vestibule for poison?
And that rural China might as well exist 1,000 years ago because they have not advanced a single lick, nor have their superstitions.
Did you see that NASA aerial view of Wuhan before the virus outbreak and after the virus outbreak?
A lot less yellow after. Should I leave? What are we?
No, I think.
How do we handle this?
I think you're in the right place.
Okay. I'm going to be on the white side of history.
It was like the white side.
Thank you.
It was all of the power usage and like lights at night, and then now
it's dark.
It's dark. It's literally dark because nobody can go out at night. Nobody can do anything. There's nothing running. But I also don't trust the Chinese government and anything they do or say.
No.
They're like, oh, the cases are going down, less people are dying.
Yeah.
And it's like, really? Because Korea and Italy and Iran are going up severely.
Yeah.
Like, they're going up faster than it originally went up in China.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like the Chinese government is lying to us.
No.
But
They would never.
they're still not the bad guys.
No.
They are still number 2 at best.
Yeah.
They will never surpass Israel.
Number 1 bad guys forever.
For life. It's a real, like, retiring the jersey number.
Yeah.
They retired Israel's number 1.
Israel's number 8 for the LA Lakers has been retired forever as the worst people.
As ultimate villains. No one can ever wear the number 1 in the league ever again. Their records cannot be broken. Games played, points scored.
No.
Innocent civilians murdered.
Untouchable.
Weapons to rocks ratio.
Yeah, rockets launched at children throwing rocks.
The ratio will never be surpassed.
They've only been around since like the 40s. It's amazing.
Yeah.
50s? When did Israel become a thing? It was post World War II, like 52 or something.
Like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can look it up. That's
I mean, you can.
That's why we have phones. But despite our hard stances on coronavirus and China and Israel, that is not why we are here.
And despite all our rage, we are still just bats in cages. Weird to say plural.
Bats in cages. Interesting.
Yeah. And that takes us back to Corona.
And it takes us back to Corona. It's full circle.
Billy Corgan knew what he was talking about.
1948 was when it was declared, and it was recognized by most like worldly countries in May 1949, so a year later.
Okay. How did Palestine feel about it? Pretty good?
Probably pretty good about it.
Pretty chill?
They are definitely doing okay.
Yep.
Somebody checked in on them. You know, they're perfectly safe and snuggled in their beds.
I'm glad they're all safe and snuggled.
They are not in crisis mode. They are not being tortured and murdered and abused by their older brother who looks exactly like them. Here are some brown guys over here with sticks and rocks.
Yep.
You guys get to play war with these guys over here with nuclear weapons.
Nuclear missiles.
And the highest trained military force in the world. Don't worry, it's an even playing field.
Don't worry, Nick Kroll's dad is on it.
So, this formally
Mm.
is the worst year of our lives presents.
When people say formally instead of formerly, do you lose your mind?
Formerly?
Well, when you're saying something is former.
Yeah.
Like, Caitlyn Jenner, formerly Bruce Jenner. First thing that came to mind.
Yeah.
When people say Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner?
Like, people say that. And
do they?
Oh, blood comes out of my ears.
Maybe I just zone out of it.
It's horrible.
But I hate it.
Yeah, it's bad.
So, the worst year of our lives
presents the best decade of our lives.
Episode number 3.
Yep.
The year of our Lord, 2000, and then 10, and then 2.
Yep.
This is the last one.
2012, the last one. We made it 3, guys.
We made 3.
Pardon me.
Boy. 2011. Got any regrets?
Ooh. I don't know if I have regrets, because I don't remember my list.
I can get it for you.
I wrote it in my thing on my phone several days later from memory.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if it matches what I said on the podcast.
Well, you can look at the paperwork afterwards.
If you have the paperwork handy, I will take it.
It's in the kitchen.
Can you make it? I can vamp if you know exactly where it is.
I hope I walk back into a conversation I don't want to be involved in.
Full transparency, I'm probably just going to do the intermission music from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. That was quick.
Please
good job.
Put your pants back on.
Hey, I need that to sing. This is my singing outfit.
This is my singing dick.
Let me see. Did I get it right? 10, yes. 9, Yes. 8. Yes. 7. Yes. 6. Yes. I got it correct from
Oh,
memory.
good for you. Your autism knows no bounds.
And correct from memory.
Memories.
So looking, which, if they sang that in Cats, it would be about the fact that all the cats don't have the right number of memories.
Yes. 1 is not enough.
1?
1 set.
Okay. I think we can all agree 1 is not enough. Jesus
One
Christ.
set of memories.
Terrifying.
Should be 4 sets.
3 to 4 easily. It varies, but
Let's go with 4.
minimum.
I like me a thick woman, so I like 4.
Room for 4.
Room for 4. Room to grow. I regret not putting Girl with Dragon Tattoo on my list.
Oh yeah.
It's too late now.
Did you say it like that
I was going to
after we recorded,
it was
or
when
the
we
next day?
It was when we recorded, and I was deciding if I was going to slot it as number 10.
Yeah.
But I was concerned that putting
right.
it at 10 would be like, because like we both have a 10, which means you have to kiss.
Oh, that's
I'm not gonna put it in
yeah.
just so we can
Just so
kiss. So.
I said if you felt strongly, you could put it in, and we
And no
wouldn't
kiss.
have to kiss. Yeah.
But I stuck to my ground, and I set up shop, and now I'm closing up shop. And
That's fair.
I'm disappointed I didn't put it on the list.
Yeah. So yeah, 2010, 2011, I had Fincher movies.
Yes.
At number 10.
Yes. Can you do it at 2012?
No.
Nope.
No, I can't.
Can I continue the trend of having French language films as my number 1?
And what's interesting, entirely possible you could, but I don't know.
Now,
I don't think I have other regrets per se. I think it's a solid list.
you hadn't seen my number 1.
I had not.
We then watched my number 1 after the podcast.
It was very good.
Very good. Do you think it would have been in consideration for your list or no?
I think it could have made the list. It wouldn't have been my number 1, but I think it could have potentially made the 10.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We both felt that 2011 was pretty difficult.
Which was interesting because
we had 22 and 19
something like that.
Something like that.
Because going into this whole thing, because I had my things I've seen that will probably be on the list, and then 2C, and for 2010-11 I had a lot 2C, but not many that needed to be on the list. I'm like, oh, 2010 to 2011 going to be easy.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, that's just because I haven't seen any fucking movies from these years, and they were really hard, especially 2011. 2012, definitely easier.
2012 was easier. I feel like at any point I only had 12
Yeah.
or 13.
My absolute max, if I could put every single movie I wanted on a list, it'd be 14. And it wasn't that hard to get it to 10.
Right. Definitely much easier. And I felt like this was the year where looking at the Oscar winners and stuff was really useless. Because I look at it and I was like, oh, all of these are fine. I feel like it's the year of it's fine Oscar noms.
Yeah, I have a couple that were nominated for stuff.
Yeah, I have
and
some
others that
I have some that were nominated, but some of the, if you look at best,
is what won?
If you look
is this Argo?
This is Argo.
Yeah.
If you look at best picture for 2012 because this was the first year that they did 11.
11?
Yeah.
Jesus.
This is the first year that they did all a max amount.
Because they started doing more than 5 in 2009.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I believe this one was the one.
So I remember 2009 had all kinds of similar titles, because 2009 had Up and Up in the Air, and A Single Man and A Serious Man.
This was the Oscars that was hosted by Seth MacFarlane, which is the biggest piece of shit on the planet.
Oh, yeah, it's not
4, 5,
great.
6, 7, 8, 9. I lied, it was 9. Well, no kisses now.
None.
But yeah, this was a real meh year for Oscar noms.
Of the nominations, what do we got? Because there's got to be something.
I don't name them because what if they're on the list?
I guess, but I think we can all safely say I'm sure there were nominated movies better than Argo.
I think of the list, for me personally, although I can look at it and you can't.
Give it to me after.
1, 2, 3, 4 that are better than Argo.
4 of the other 8.
4 of the other 8 that are better than Argo.
Let me see. That one is. Nope. Yep. Questionable. I'm gonna say yeah. So I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4.
Maybe 5.
I'm gonna say solidly 5 or better,
But I guess.
and possibly 6.
Was Argo?
Hey, Argo, fuck yourself.
Was it?
Am I right?
Was it aggro?
Aggro.
Wasn't that a Doug Benson joke?
I think so.
He wanted to go see something about I don't even know, like farming or something. He made some joke about
What truck was I behind yesterday? Oh, Agritrans, which I assume is farmers who cut their dicks off.
Oh, Jesus. That sucks. Was this a Harvey Weinstein movie?
I assume all the movies in this time are Harvey Weinstein movies. I'm going to assume, like,
I mean,
1/2 of all Oscar nominees are Weinstein.
Also, like, Ben and Weinstein are homeboys, so
Yeah.
that makes me think, But I also love, like, P.S. Argo is not on either of our lists.
Nope.
Because it's not a great movie.
It's not that good.
And, like...
It's okay.
It's fine.
I don't dislike it. It's just not going to be making any lists.
I think that there was... it was a good Daniel Tosh joke about...
I think I know where you're going.
Focusing on
yes.
the 8 people that got away.
Stayed in a nice house.
Stayed in a nice house and whined about being bored and not being able to leave. And not the 300 people
hostages
that were tortured and starved for 400 days.
Yeah.
Like, what a like,
more than a year.
What a lazy fucking movie to make.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to focus on the easy part. Like, oh, I'm so bored in this house. I wish I was getting tortured and starved.
Yep.
I can't eat any more of this stuffed goose. Fuck you.
Have I eaten goose before?
I don't know, have you?
I don't think I've eaten goose meat. I've had foie gras.
Foie gras?
That's goose, right?
I don't know, is it?
Let's say yes. But I haven't eaten, like, a goose breast.
Faux foie gras?
Faux foie gras? I like duck.
I don't think I've ever had duck.
Duck's great.
I don't think I've ever had too many game. You know, like...
Venison?
I've had venison, and I've had bison.
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
Bison can be hit and miss. Bison can be very gamey or good.
I had bison burgers that were, like, processed, so they were probably, like, on the higher end of tasting good, because they were treated.
Yeah. Venison I like. Duck is great. Duck is weird because, like, you'd think it would be in, like, the chicken family of meat because it's a bird, but it's way closer to red meat.
I was gonna say, isn't it kind of, like, oily? Or, like, greasy?
It can. I would assume the, like, dark meat of the duck would be greasier, but, like, duck breast is fucking good. Yeah.
I feel like I might have had quail once.
Okay.
At a wedding or something. But it was like, I think I was young and didn't really like it.
Yeah. I don't think I've had, like, quail or pheasant. I think pheasant's good, from what I hear. But I'll leave.
How about peasant?
Peasant's great.
Peasant's great.
Nothing like eating poor people.
The ultimate game.
The most dangerous game.
Most dangerous game. I actually, the reason I think that 2012 was such an easy year is because there's a lot of bad fucking movies in 2012.
Definitely are.
Like, that's probably why there wasn't as many good ones, is because there's so many bad ones. Like, I literally wrote down 8 worst of 2012 movies. I could have done a top 10 worst movies of 2012. Because that's how many bad fucking movies there are. There's more that I didn't write down that were on there that were just as bad. But I think, as is tradition, we will start with the Hans.
Yep.
This is an even year, so I go first. I'm
is
doing
that?
evens, you're doing odds. Also, we did it last time.
I don't talk to me.
Like you don't remember.
Like I'm supposed to remember that. You're going to have to tell me this next time?
I will. Okay, so there's a couple that I wrote on the list that just, I don't know, got pushed out or just weren't on the list. I think Zero Dark 30 is pretty good. I don't think it was amazing. I thought Silver Linings Playbook was good, but just barely missed out. 21 Jump Street is really fun.
Yes. That is one of those comedies, like mainstream comedies, that I
expected to fail.
Yeah, and like I go in with no expectations because I'm like, this is gonna be a mainstream
It's
comedy.
a comedy in the 2010s.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, actually very
Really,
funny.
really
Like
funny.
well done, lots of good jokes.
Yeah, Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum playing like out of their norms.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
not playing their generic styles or types.
Yeah, exactly.
Very funny. Love Is All You Need, which is the next Suzanne Biers movie. I just didn't make the cut.
Yeah. Still not your favorite because you love Bird Box so
I
much.
love Bird Box so much. Room 237.
Yes.
Very excellent documentary about the making
so
of The Shining.
Silly.
Just a lot of conspiracy theories about what certain things mean in the movie or how the movie was made.
I just someone should make a documentary about Room 237.
Yes. Yeah.
Because like it starts like just like interesting theories about The Shining and like, oh, that's cool, that kind of makes sense, and then it just goes off the fucking rails.
He faked the moon landing. And
Yeah, see, this guy, he's a minotaur. What are you talking about?
What do you mean a minotaur?
It's so crazy. I love it.
Then I put Lincoln down, which didn't really. It was close to making the list, but it's long. It's a long movie. I like Steven Spielberg a lot.
I like Daniel Day.
I like Daniel Day-Lewis a lot.
Yeah.
But it's very long.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that was sort of something along the lines of 21 Jump Street was Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
Yep.
Because I didn't think it was going to be good, and then because I just thought it would be a dumb comedy.
Yeah.
But it's like actually kind of like a depressing drama
Yeah.
at times.
But it's not Melancholia.
Yeah. It's got comedy to it,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's the story is very good. I like it a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it was Steve Carell's like kind of first attempt at being a serious actor. Then of course, because you don't like animated movies,
I like animated movies.
I put Brave on there.
Hey, don't paint me as the guy who doesn't like animated movies.
You hate all animated movies.
I do not.
You've never liked an animated. You've never seen an animated movie.
I don't understand them.
You look at real.
They confuse me.
You look at real pictures, not drawn pictures.
No, I love animation. I do not love Pixar.
Well, you're wrong. Also, this wasn't Pixar. This was regular Disney.
Fuck off.
Well, I'm sorry.
Same
Two
shit.
different things.
Same
Two
shit.
different pieces of a company.
But to be fair, if that's the case, I could, in theory, watch Brave.
The reason why I like Brave is because it is a throwback to the classic Disney movies.
Does someone turn into a bear?
Yeah, the mom turns into a real bear.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
But it's a throwback to.
Like, every time I say that, I feel like the best guy on Catfish. All right, you got me there.
The Clapper. The Clapper.
Yeah.
Who's got the most depressing life of anyone.
I love him.
Then,
guys, if you don't know what we're talking about, just look. I assume search.
If you type in Catfish the Clapper, it comes up.
Okay, yeah. I was just gonna search best guy on in the history of Catfish series.
Yeah. He's the fucking man.
Yeah.
There's a really good like low budget comedy movie called Bernie, starring Jack Black.
Jack Black.
That's really good.
I feel someone of note directed or wrote it. Is
Paul Feig.
No, is Noah Baumbach involved in that?
Oh, maybe.
I'm thinking of Greenberg.
Greenberg.
I confuse Greenberg and Bernie because they both have that burr sound in it. I'm not even kidding.
One's about a regular guy. One's about a Jew.
That's how mentally retarded I am. Is they both have a sound in
Richard
them.
Linklater.
Okay, yeah. So it is. Yeah.
But the cast good. Jack Black, Shirley MacLaine, Matthew McConaughey. It's pretty good. It's funny and it's a different type of character for Jack Black, not just fatty fall down go boom.
I mean, I hate to deviate from the classic, but
well, he's been replaced by Melissa McCarthy now, so
that's true.
She's fatty go boom.
Yeah.
He's don't want to act anymore guy.
But what about
Look, if he stops acting and we get a new Tenacious D album, I am totally fine with that.
Sure. But I was going to say, what about that weird Eli Roth movie that looked like Goosebumps 2? The house with the cock
with the clocks
with
in
a cock in its walls.
Cocks in its balls.
I'm going to get a cock in your walls, your back walls.
Back walls.
Yeah.
It's unfinished back there. Another interesting one is a documentary called The Queen of Versailles, which is about a family in Florida.
I'll have something to say about that movie.
Okay, well, The Sessions.
Yep.
I put Life of Pi because I wasn't sure if it was going to be on this list or not because I feel like it's kind of overrated. It's still good looking, but going against things I've said in the past, a movie directed by Paul Dano, who I do not like, called Ruby Sparks. But I
did not know he directed. I thought Wildlife was the first one he directed.
No, I believe he directed or wrote it.
Maybe wrote. I really want to say Wildlife was the first one he did.
I am not.
Also, Wildlife sucks.
I have no intention of seeing it.
It's bad.
Also, because I kind of find Zoe Katan, like, really, really adorably cute.
How about Chris Kattan?
No, I don't like.
How about Zoe Deschanel?
I don't really like Zoe Deschanel.
How about Coco Chanel?
Who's Coco Chanel?
The perfume bitch?
Oh. Eh.
She was a Nazi sympathizer. That's pretty cool.
Interest.
Oh, I'm back in. Yeah, she was like full of, oh, the Germans are coming? Yeah, cool. I'm in. What can I do for you?
Oh, so she's really Finland.
Well, no, she was, I mean, a lot of France, honestly.
I lied. It was written by Zoe Kazan. Okay. It was directed by somebody else. But her and Paul Dano were a couple at the time. I don't think they're a couple anymore because I think there was some.
So you gave
violence.
So you gave her boyfriend credit for the movie she did.
It was real Bright Eyes. You're welcome. I never saw it.
I didn't either.
Directed by a person I hate, but.
Yeah, I feel like I had a funny tweet about it. It was like, Bright Eyes is the best Tim Burton movie in years. It also sucks.
Very true. I'm sure it does.
Which, to be fair, is a joke I stole from Drew Cordero about that Limp Bizkit album that came out like later.
Gold Cobra.
Yeah, Gold Cobra. Gold Cobra is a total throwback to Significant Other. It's also terrible.
So yeah, the last few on my honorable mention list. A movie called Compliance, which was based on that real life phone call to a McDonald's.
So good.
Look it up. I don't want to give you any details of it. Just look up Compliance.
Just watch Compliance.
Watch it. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
A documentary called The Invisible War, which was about women getting sexually assaulted in the military, which was pretty good.
Which was, I don't know, bad, I guess.
A sort of culty hit movie, I guess, Chronicle.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good.
That's I don't remember the guy's name, but Chronicle got that.
Dane DeHaan is his name.
No, director.
He is in that movie, and you are a big Dane-iac.
You know what? You pulled that one out. I don't know how, but you stuck the landing. Yeah, Dane DeHaan, he seems to have like cooled off. I think
good.
The rest of Hollywood has realized he's 1, terrible, 2, ugly.
Ugly as fuck.
Like, I don't know what they were thinking. But
Josh Trank, who did the really bad Fantastic Four.
Yes, so Chronicle is, I haven't seen it. People like it.
Yeah.
Chronicle got him Fantastic Four.
And what has he done since Fantastic Four?
Well, nothing, because, like, Fantastic Four happened. It then, at some point during the editing process, he basically quit and has done nothing.
He's done nothing. He has not directed another thing since 2015 when he did the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. I believe it's pronounced Fant Forstick.
Fan Forkstick. Forkstick. And then the last thing on the list, Place Beyond the Pines. I like it, except for I don't like it. Because, like, it's 2 movies in one.
It is 2 movies.
I like part of it, and then I don't like the other part of it.
I think I like both parts.
I like the Ryan Gosling part a lot.
It's better than the Bradley Cooper part.
I don't really like the Bradley Cooper part.
Yeah, no, the Gosling part's better.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then the last movie I cut from my top 10 is a Norwegian film called Kon-Tiki, which was nominated for Best Foreign Language Film.
Yep.
I think it's just because I like man versus nature, like survival-y kind of movies.
Yep.
And it's got, like, cool visuals in it. Like, it takes a lot of ideas from Life of Pi, I guess.
Yeah.
They definitely kill a shark, which is pretty cool.
That's cool.
But yeah, that's my Hans.
That's I had a good chunk that matched. Place Beyond the Pines was one of the last ones I cut for the top 10 because I do like it, and I feel like it should have. even though it's not the best movie, I was really maybe because of when in the year it came out, I was surprised it got nothing for Oscars.
Yeah,
It
seemed
seemed like it could,
something that
it could be a Best Picture nominee.
yeah,
It seems like up their alley.
yeah.
But it got zero consideration for anything, which was kind of surprising. But it didn't come out in Oscar season.
No.
It came out in spring.
It was spring. It was spring. Yeah.
So I remember talking about it. And I guess our 2013 New York trip, which was June.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think spoiling it for Kelly.
No, really?
Yeah. Because we were all talking about it, and it seemed like Kelly had seen it, but then he hadn't. And I was like, oh.
Then say something stupid.
Whoops. Compliance I had. Silver Linings I had. What else? One that I think is kind of fun that I think you hate. Spring Breakers.
Oh, it's going to get mentioned.
Oh, it is?
But not in my
Really?
top 10.
Really? I think it's like a kind of fun satire.
I'm gonna
And I do like weird Harmony Korine.
I like the most recent Harmony Korine I watched.
I mean, they're similar.
No, that one. Beach Bum is so much more fun than Spring Breakers.
It's more fun, but they're
Spring
not.
Breakers was just frustrating to watch.
They're not wildly different movies.
Well, I feel like McConaughey's got way more charisma and personality than James fucking Franco does.
Sure.
So I feel like it's a kind of a different.
And
movie.
Franco was the bad guy, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, good on him for portraying a character that fits who he is in real life.
It fits his vibe.
Yeah.
What else did I have? It's Such a Beautiful Day, that Don Hertzfeldt animated. Have you seen anything Don Hertzfeldt? That I'm sure it's on YouTube, and I've seen it. They always play that animation festivals and stuff. Rejected. It's like a series of just animated shorts that every company in the world turned down that he submitted because they're insane. And they're sort of stick figurey, and they're.
I had to physically look it up.
Yeah,
But yeah.
Does it look familiar?
Yep.
Yeah. So It's Such a Beautiful Day is like a feature length that.
And then he did one called World of Tomorrow, right?
And World of Tomorrow too, both of which I need to watch for those respective years.
I will also.
Yeah, but it's really cool. It's insane. Hertzfeldt's a really interesting guy, and
interesting.
Yeah. And it's like if a cartoon had an existential crisis, basically. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Tim and Eric's $1 Billion Movie.
Oh, I forgot that came out.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
A good one. I can't put it top 10, and Tim Eric
as much as you want to.
As much as I would like to.
Yeah.
And I think Tim and Eric is better suited for a 15-minute Adult Swim show versus a feature-length movie.
Yeah.
There's lots of funny stuff in the movie.
If you broke that up into episodes of a season of something, it'd be great.
Yes.
But as a full movie, it's kind of there's some parts that
it's not really the right format for them, but
still fun.
I'm glad they made a movie though. And,
still fun.
Yeah.
Shrimp. Sounds like shrimp.
Sounds like shrimp.
Yeah, you want to get shrimp for lunch?
What else did I have? Compliance, I said, Place Beyond the Pines. Reality was pretty cool. Italian movie about a guy who gets obsessed with getting onto Big Brother.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah, it was an interesting concept. Simon Killer, you and I watched.
Oh, I forgot to write that down. Yeah, that was pretty good actually.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not top 10.
No.
But
enjoyable.
Enjoyable and an interesting violent and interesting exploration of a sociopath.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think we both found relatable.
We watched that really long ago, so I forgot about it.
It was the first
one of the first
things we watched when we decided to do this. Yeah.
Yes, we both do really. That.
7 Psychopaths.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. A little too wacky, but
I do like Sam Rockwell a lot.
Rockwell's good.
Rockwell's one of my favorite actors. But yeah, I think it's fine.
The Source Family documentary about they it sort of started as a health food restaurant in California in the 60s, and then they started offering meditation and yoga classes, and then pretty quickly turned into a big old cult.
Mm-hmm.
And like many other cults, starts with kind of good intentions, and then the guy who leads it starts taking 14 wives, and then it gets weird.
I've been a part of a lot of cults. Some as a leader, some as a follower. You have more fun as a follower, but you get more money as a leader.
Watching that and like several, and that other slightly more recent one, Holy Hell, and just thinking about those. So I currently have a tweet in my drafts folder ready to go that says, I would love to come away from any cult documentary thinking something other than all these people are fucking idiots. You know, but such is life. And anything else that I have? Oh, I wanted to mention Like Someone in Love, because having now seen Certified Copy, Like Someone in Love, and 24 Frames, I think there is one more movie that's like well regarded that I will have to watch. I can't remember what, something later than this. I don't think I'm into Abbas Kiarostami.
He's not your guy?
I don't think he's my guy.
Yeah.
Like, Certified Copy is, like, very well reviewed critically, and it did not do it for me the way I wanted it to do it for me. Like, Someone in Love really didn't do it for me. Like, it just ended, and I was like, what was the point of that?
Nothing is important.
What was the fucking point? I was mad at, like, Someone in Love at the end of it. And then
I was just kind of glad it was over. Like, I was like, I could have fast-forwarded through the last, like, however long.
What's the point of any of this happening? And then 24 Frames isn't even a movie.
Yeah, there's nothing else in his...
There's nothing after 2012?
Venice 70 Future Reloaded. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't...
Neither of those. It's something earlier.
Okay.
Oh, no, much earlier. 1990. What is it? The Imposter?
1990.
Yeah.
Close Up?
Close Up. That's the one. Yeah. That one's supposed to be cool.
I can tell you this, but you're not going to be watching it for the...
You don't know.
For the podcast.
You don't look. Time is a flat circle.
It's all relative.
I'm gonna.
Ooh, Iran and he's dead. No thanks.
Yeah, he died just before 24 Frames came out. Yeah.
He died in 2016, and it came out in 2017.
Your last movie was weird. It was just pictures. Your last movie, it was just pictures.
That's not cinema. That's an art gallery.
Yeah, I think you accidentally picked the wrong format for what you wanted to do. Like, it was supposed to be an art gallery, and you accidentally made a movie.
Yeah. Like,
so
let's just put these together. We'll put it in a cinema. Let's see what kind of money we can make.
Yeah.
Oh, none?
Yeah. Yeah, so I think, I'll maybe watch Close Up after we do all of this, and then Kiarostami and I will part ways as friends.
Well, luckily you won't have to see any more movies of him, because he's fucking dead.
Yeah.
That was all for your Hans?
I think that's it.
Let me tell you about the worst movies of 2012.
I hope you don't say something that's on my list.
I don't think...
Oh, no, he was just Spring Breakers.
I don't think anything will be on your list. There's no way any of this is on your list.
Okay.
So, I'm going to start off with a movie I did not see, but I can tell you it is awful.
I like your style.
Rock of Ages.
Didn't see
Everything about that movie screamed horrible.
Yeah.
Nobody in that movie looked like they could sing.
Original lead in the musical is who? Go.
Like the Broadway musical? Yes. Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Chris Hardwick.
Ugh. Isn't he a rapist?
And
a stinking drunk?
He certainly was. I think he stopped that. According to the internet, yes, absolutely rapist. Looking further into it, I think just like kind of not a nice boyfriend.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
But that equals rapist.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, anything equals rapist.
Yeah, like he held her down like gun in the pussy and asshole.
And mouth. He held 3 guns in her.
He brought a friend. He brought Mike Furman in.
Oh,
that's
firm.
A deep cut.
Firm.
Hard and firm, baby.
Hard and firm. Okay, so here...
P.S. If someone wants to draw fan art of Hard and Firm raping a woman with 3 guns...
Please don't. For the love of God,
that's on you.
Do not put that on the internet.
Maybe. DMs are always
Unless you want to make it into a sticker and then send us stickers, because I'm all about stickers.
Telegram stickers, baby.
No, I meant...
Oh, actual stickers.
Greta Thunberg stickers.
Oh, Greta Thunberg stickers. Those are good, too.
Here, this...
Yeah, now's a good idea. DMs are open, at Not Scott Henson, At Sarian Softpaws, send us stuff.
For now.
For now.
This list of worst movies has one actor in it 3 times, and it is probably not the actor you're thinking of. Who keeps... let me get on my soapbox.
Uh-oh.
Who keeps giving Taylor Kitsch movie roles? He is fucking horrible.
Go off, Queen.
He is one of the worst actors I've ever seen. He has no range.
No, he's
He
bad.
has no understanding of any emotions. He's the fucking worst.
He's kind of a caveman.
John Carter.
John Carter.
One of the biggest money losers of all time was supposed to make him a star.
Battleship.
Another huge money loser domestically.
Both Paramount movies.
Both Paramount movies.
Both almost together. Taylor Kitsch almost bankrupted Paramount.
Good. He should have. And the third one is a movie called Savages.
Oh, yeah.
Which
I always confuse with The Savages, a different and good movie.
Good.
Yeah.
Savages is a fine, okay, whatever movie. There's violence and there's drugs and trafficking, whatever. It's the ending of the movie where they have all of the bad guy characters come together. Like Salma Hayek is the leader of one drug cartel.
Right.
John Travolta is the leader of some other something.
Is John Travolta playing Mexican or not?
He's playing a white guy who might be Mexican.
Okay.
They're all in the desert. Everybody's there. They have this huge gunfight. Everybody fucking dies. All 3 of the main characters who are having like a weird love triangle the whole movie fucking die. Bloodshed everywhere. And then we hit the rewind button and we go back 10 minutes and Blake Lively can sense that all of this bloodshed is going to happen, and she stops it from happening.
So they do it's the Twilight
ending. And then they leave.
Jesus.
They leave and go to Mexico and have a 3-way love triangle in Mexico.
Cool.
So you get to see all of this, like, wow, this is actually good violence. Like, everybody's getting fucking massacred, and then they're like, oh, JK, I can predict the future. We're going to Mexico, baby.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it was fucking infuriating.
Yeah, that's bad.
So, I also put Spring Breakers on this just because I thought it was fucking dumb. Then, we get to have the Adam Sandler vehicle, That's My Boy.
Spoiler, me too.
Hashtag
me too.
Hashtag spoiler me too.
Yeah.
That movie, I don't know who keeps letting Sandler do things.
Did we finish it? I don't think we couldn't finish it.
I don't think we finished it.
Yeah.
I think we got to like a point where we're like,
we get it.
We've
seen enough here.
It's the same thing with the Ridiculous Six.
Oh, Ridiculous
and
Six.
like it was on, but we weren't watching.
No.
And then
we moved on to other endeavors.
And then a Happy Madison production that we saw in theaters. Here Comes the Boom.
Yes.
Starring Kevin James.
Yes.
Boss Rutan was not enough to save that movie. It was
tried his best.
Atrocious. And then the 2 movies that I think are the worst of the decade. Do you want to?
Of the decade?
I'm sorry. You know what?
In contention?
Maybe. Have I said yours? Just other than
you said That's My Boy, and I have 2. I have That's My Boy and another one. You're not going to say the other one.
Okay. So maybe if Holmes and Watson hadn't been made this decade, this might be the worst movie made of the decade.
Okay.
The Three Stooges.
Ooh.
It is. I'm sure even
by Oscar winner Peter Farrelly.
Okay, Oscar winner Peter Farrelly.
And starring Oscar winner Will Sasso.
Sure.
And Oscar winner Sean Hayes, and Oscar winner the third guy with an Italian name.
No,
maybe?
it's Greek name.
Greek.
He was in The
so
Office.
Close.
He was in like the last season of The Office.
Abbas Kiarostami.
Maybe.
John Stamos.
No. He's got like a long like Greek last
it's long,
name that
yeah.
you can't pronounce.
Remember when they
were on Raw and it was so clearly obvious that Sean Hayes did not want to be there.
Yeah.
And like he did not want to participate. Whereas Will Sasso
Vince was probably calling him gay slurs backstage.
Why wouldn't you?
I guess you would.
He's a total poo pusher. I think if you look back on it, even now, but like in the future, you're gonna look back on it and say, who greenlit this? There's no jokes. It's not a funny movie, and part of the movie involves Moe becoming a cast member of the Jersey Shore.
Oh, that's see, it's things like that that'll lead to a movie aging well.
Yeah, but okay, you got 2 left still.
I have one.
Was it
I have two. I have two total. One of them
you
is That's
just
My Boy.
had two.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, the one that I think is, and like, it's not even. It's a complete failure at an attempt to make a movie. Like this was a concept that had worked, and they took it, and then nobody involved in making the movie knew how to make a movie.
Ah, classic.
This movie,
classic stumbling block,
stars a television actor fresh off of a big TV series, and
George Clooney,
a black man who is known for pretending he's not gay. A movie
Tyler Perry
is called Alex Cross.
Ah, yes.
That movie has no right to be in existence. Like, they should have burned the footage as they were filming it.
Like, oh, no, this has got to go.
We're done this disc, all right, get rid of it.
Flame it.
Burn it. We're going to keep filming, but burn it afterwards. Like, no one... Just Matthew Fox's dialogue in the movie alone is not how any human in the history of cinema has ever spoken.
Yeah.
It is an abortion of a film.
I feel like I had a tweet about that one too. Something to the effect of like, I wonder how is it James Patterson? Mm-hmm. I wonder how James Patterson feels about Tyler Perry being on the cover of all his books now.
Yes.
Because they did that. That's not even a joke.
I mean,
like,
yeah.
Which he can't be saying about that.
Noted action star
Tyler Perry.
Perry.
Now, if he was wearing a fat suit and a dress
and talking like he was not gay,
then we're on to something.
I'm Tyler Perry.
What a weird choice.
Yeah.
Of things to happen.
Just adapting an action book into a movie that like no one involved knew how to make a movie. Yeah,
and like the previous Alex Cross was Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, it's true. Forgot about that.
Because that was what? That was Along Came a Spider. Did you do another one?
Yeah. Girls in cars getting hand jobs from boys.
That's the one.
The guy who directed Alex Cross also directed maybe another one of the worst movies, Stealth.
Ooh, the Jamie Foxx Oscar follow-up.
Yeah,
very nice.
He also directed Hurricane Heist.
I love this guy.
Bam.
Cranking out hits.
And The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
Hell yes.
This guy, and Triple X, and The Fast and the Furious. Oh, this guy.
Oh, who's this guy? Just the best director?
You know what? I'm in. This guy rules.
What's the fucking other Alex Cross? Like, Along Came a Spider was like 98, and there's like a 2001 one.
Yeah, I can picture it in my goddamn head.
I keep wanting to say The Lovely... It's not The Bone Collector. That's not Alex Cross. That's Lincoln Rhyme.
You only know that because of the TV show.
I do.
Does your mom watch it?
I think she started. I think she actually started it, yeah. Starring the black guy from Grimm. Which, P.S. Drew. What?
The black guy from Grimm?
Yeah.
Number one, what's Grimm?
Well, that was my next question, Drew. If you haven't seen 6 seasons of Grimm, I got good news for you. Literally, the whole show for 6 seasons is people turning into animals. So we're gonna
good TF though, or bad?
Some pretty good.
Oh wow. Right.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a long off-air discussion about Grimm.
All right, or we just do an entire podcast.
Maybe we'll just do a podcast on Grimm.
You are incorrect, sir. From the corrections department.
Yeah.
You said Along Came a Spider.
98.
2001.
That's 2001. Is there a 98?
97. Kiss the Girl.
That's the one. Yeah. We got there.
I believe I own both those on DVD.
You own all movies on DVD. Why wouldn't you own those two?
Have I seen, or do I remember anything about either of those movies?
I kind of remember Along Came a Spider. I don't think I saw Kiss the Girls.
Brian Cox in it.
Went back in.
So is Carrie Elwes.
Does he have a mustache?
That's how you pronounce it, right? Elwes?
I've honestly never been super clear.
I have no idea. Elves?
I don't think it's elves.
Anton Yelchin, R.I.P. Well, that's sad.
We lost him.
Chekhov. What is your worst that I would not name?
So...
Is it because I like it, or because I didn't see it?
You didn't see it. No. It's not a well-known movie.
Oh, okay. It's something you saw at some random point in your life?
You are correct. So, yeah, I had two. I had That's My Boy, And in 2012, I met my husband and started going to film festivals in 2013.
Was it really
It
2012?
was 2012.
Fuck.
RF 2012.
Wow.
Yeah, and then started going to film festivals the following year. So the first film festival I went to was VIF, not to be confused with YIF, 2013, the Yemen International Film Festival.
The Yukon.
Yukon. I also did Yonkers.
Oh, Yonkers.
Any Tommy Dreamer fans out there? And we were on a really good streak for, I feel like 2013 through 2016 of seeing mostly really good movies and one unbearably terrible movie. And this was the very first one. So it's called You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet. I almost recommend watching it for how bad and annoying it is. If you're in a mood where you're having a bad day and want to make it worse, I feel like this movie is going to get the job done for you. So, like, very brief plot synopsis. From beyond the grave, celebrated playwright Antoine Danthac gathers together all his friends who have appeared over the years in his play Eurydice. These actors watch a recording of the work performed by a young acting company, La Compagnie de la Colombe. During the screening, Antoine's friends are so overwhelmed by their memories of the play that they start performing it together despite no longer being the appropriate age for their various roles. And it doesn't say, but the twist at the end is the guy's not dead, and he's like, "Hey, thanks for doing my play, assholes!" And then to that point, I feel like I had walked out of movies maybe hating them more, but like this was a film festival and I had different expectations, and I and Adam, who I saw it with, were just so mad at this movie. Just so mad.
What is that?
I hate it. I hate it so much. Seriously, go see it. I think it's findable.
That is bonkers.
Yeah. You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet, or in its original French, vous n'avez encore rien vu.
No, anyways.
Yeah, and they have the song from Bachman Turner Overdrive. They do not.
So, now we've gotten through the bad.
Yes.
So, favorites, number 11s, didn't quite make the cuts.
Guilty pleasures, whatever. Yeah.
So
I got 3.
I think we also said we can only do 3.
Yeah.
Worst we can do as many. 3 we can do, or 5. Favorite we can do 3.
I thought we had 3 for worst as well.
I think we said for worst we can do as many as we want.
All right.
But favorites is only 3.
Okay.
So there's 3 on. I have 3 written down that are. One is very different than the other 2, and like.
I did a theme for mine.
Oh.
Yes.
Interesting.
Because there's probably a couple that just barely missed my list that I think are actually better than some of them.
Right.
But I stumbled on a theme because I would probably put compliance on there.
Okay. Yeah.
But it doesn't fit with the theme.
Well, maybe not calling it number 11 or Han then, just like favorite guilty pleasure or.
Yeah, it's just like you know what it is.
So the first one that I wrote down was Wreck-It Ralph.
Okay.
I love that movie.
Disney, not Pixar.
Disney, not Pixar.
But you love Ralph Breaks the Internet even more.
Yeah, because that makes sense. Calling it that definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wreck-It Ralph's pretty fun. It's got some pretty good comedy in it. I love John C. Reilly.
I saw it in Rhode Island with a second mention of the podcast, Drew Cordero.
The world's fattest man.
He's puffy.
Is this a real bring me your fattest stripper and your skinniest boy?
Yes.
I don't know. It's fun and like it's rewatchable. Like watching it again and again, you don't just like know the exact every joke all the time. Like you're like, oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But like it's pretty fun.
Yeah, and like Sarah Silverman says pussy a lot for a kids movie.
Yeah. And talks about her pussy.
Yeah. Not
Sarah Silverman's pussy, but like the character.
Yeah,
pussy.
Vanellope von Schweet's pussy.
Who is like
a little girl.
A little girl. Yep, that's one of mine. What's one of yours?
Vanellope it sounds too much like fallopian.
It sounds a lot like Penelope.
Yes. I have to do all mine together.
God damn it. All right, fine. So the second one I put was an enjoyable little indie darling of a film called Safety Not Guaranteed.
Little indie darling called Argo.
Safety Not Guaranteed.
Good one.
If anybody has not seen it or has heard of it.
Little prime Aubrey Plaza for you.
Yes. But before you got to see her tits, though, so you were like still really into her.
Yeah.
Now that I've seen her tits, I'm like, meh. Also, Mark Duplass and I almost called him Joshua Jackson. You know, the other guy.
Joshua Brolin.
Pretty much, the gist of it is somebody puts out an ad for research assistance for a time machine, but cannot guarantee anyone's safety, which is the title of the film.
Ooh.
Safety is not guaranteed.
I see.
And then it's all about these journalists who go and try and find out who this insane person is that claims that they have a time machine, and it is very enjoyable, very funny, very sweet, very heartwarming, and no spoilers. So go see it. And the third one is, I don't think...
Is this the one that doesn't fit with the other two?
This is the one that doesn't fit with the other two, because this is the one that, like, I know is a bad movie.
I see.
Like, I know that if you were to make a list of the best movies of 2012, it would probably not even be in the top, like, 200.
Like, you know that, in the way that you know that Godzilla 1998 is not a good movie, but
Absolutely.
Could watch it every day.
Absolutely. Has an actor in it that I really like, and it is a delightful little romp.
I'm hoping to tell you this movie's bad. I hope that I've seen it. I hope that I've seen it and think it's bad.
I don't know. I'm like, the thing is, I'm admitting to you that it is bad.
But you're still putting it on the list.
It's written by a director that I really like.
Okay.
Luc Besson.
The
movie is called Lockout.
Ooh.
Starring Guy Pearce. Space prison.
I haven't seen it. Everyone I know who's seen it thinks it's super fun, so I can't argue.
He does is throw out cheesy, stupid one-liners, but not in a serious manner.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. Like, some of the CGI is really bad. Nobody in the movie can act.
Is it Guy Pearce?
It's Guy Pearce, yeah.
I feel like Guy Pearce's career did not go the way he thought it was going to go.
Probably not.
Because, like, Memento comes out, everyone's like, whoa,
This
Guy
guy,
Pearce.
yeah.
Like, he's going to be the man, and then he really wasn't.
I don't know if it's his career choices, like he chose to only do, like, movies he thought were cool or fun, or he just wasn't given options. Because even after Memento, I don't think he was really like, oh, let's put him in, like, this next big Hollywood.
No, it didn't happen that much. Like, he was in, was it L.A. Confidential?
He was in L.A. Confidential.
And then Memento was, like, a starring role, and he did great.
Then he was in, like, Prometheus,
and then,
like,
stuff,
you know, and he's just done, like, smaller, like, lesser-known movies.
He appears to be a second lead in the new Vin Diesel movie, Bloodshot.
Yes, he is.
So that's pretty exciting.
He's also in a really, really good movie called The Proposition, an Australian Western.
I was thinking of The Proposal, starring Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. Yeah.
Set in Canada, baby.
I believe a movie that my sister stole from Blockbuster as they were going out of business.
Ballsy.
Yeah.
Ballsy. I like that. It's a good move. That is a good move. Guy Pearce is also...
I'm like, good luck collecting your late fees when you're fucking dead.
I mean, honestly, he didn't really... Like, even just kind of scanning through the last, like, several years...
It didn't pan out.
He's just done a lot of, like, nothing, you know? Like, he's got consistent work. I mean, he was in Iron Man 3. He was the Mandarin in... The Mandarin. He was in Lawless. He was in Prometheus.
The Time Machine.
It's like
the only other starring role I can think of.
Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, King's Speech, Animal Kingdom. I mean, he's in stuff.
I do not remember him in King's Speech. What did he even do?
He's King Edward the VIII.
Oh, he was the one that was that the one that married the Princess of Monaco or something.
The only other one that you're probably forgetting about that he was the lead in was The Hurt Locker,
which I never saw and don't care about.
No, because a woman directed it.
Yeah.
And didn't really deserve an Oscar. Yeah. It was just because she was the only woman that directed that year.
Kinda.
I mean, it's also pretty fucking obvious when the person presenting the award is Barbara Streisand, who's the only other woman who had been nominated for the Best Director.
Yeah.
And really convenient that she's giving out that award
I mean,
the year a woman wins it.
Sometimes things line up and you get lucky.
Uh-huh. Bullshit. The Oscars are rigged. Anyways, what are your three?
I have a theme.
Hangover 1 Special Edition.
You got
Hangover
2
Special Edition. Hangover 3 Director's Cut.
You know me too well. My theme, now for intrepid close listeners, you'll already know where this is going because I made a mention when you mentioned a previous movie. My theme is interesting documentaries. And those 3 are The Queen of Versailles, The Woman Who Wasn't There,
Oh, I forgot about that one.
and The Imposter.
Don't worry, The Imposter will be mentioned later.
Oh, cool. Like it. Okay, so we don't talk about that. Queen of Versailles is awesome. Rich idiots who lose all their money.
Yeah, just like rich Florida trash who
like
just have too much money, they don't even know what to do with it.
It is classic. They should have never gave you beep money, but they're white.
yeah. But they're Florida, so like...
Yeah.
Close enough.
And the woman who wasn't there is just, just full-on 9/11 stolen valor.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, that was really, really good.
It's great.
It's the Steve Ranazizi movie.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, if Steve Ranazizi was a bitch, then this is that movie. I don't know how that didn't hurt his career more.
Well, his career wasn't really...
I guess it's nothing that big. It was The League and stand-up.
And like, stand-up that nobody went and saw.
Yeah.
Right? Like...
Man, he played Bellevue so many times and we never went.
Yeah, no, we got lots of free tickets. P.S. Catherine Bigelow beat out James Cameron for Avatar.
Beat her husband.
Quentin Tarantino for Inglourious Bastards. Lee Daniels for Precious. And Jason Reitman for Up in the Air. I feel like she is 4th at best on that list.
Yeah, I would give it...
Like, I don't even think Avatar is a good movie, but James Cameron spent how many years making it?
Yeah.
And he's not gonna win?
And is spending the rest of his life making the sequels?
Yeah. And, like, Inglourious Bastards is really good. So, like, Tarantino probably should have fucking won.
I give it to Tarantino of that group.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But who are we to judge, Scott?
We're not old white men. Oh, wait, we are. What are we doing wrong there?
Well, is this a bad time to tell you that I'm transitioning?
Ooh, to a young white man?
To a young white man. I'm going down in age, changing my sex.
I like it.
You know what? I might become Puerto Rican. I'm undecided.
I might just go, give me the works.
Give me the works. I'd like to be a young Jennifer Lopez.
I'd like to be
please.
Salma Hayek.
She's Mexican, you racist.
I was thinking of Jennifer Lopez.
I'm Mexican, I'm Puerto Rican.
But then you said it and threw me off, so I didn't know what to do.
Alright, top 10s. Number 10, for me.
Number 10, David Fincher movie. Can't do it.
Just referenced by William Scott Henson, The Imposter.
Nice.
I rewatched it this morning when I got up. I had a coffee, I had some breakfast, and I watched The Imposter. Because I remembered it being good, but I couldn't remember what the twist at the end was. So I was like, if I'm going to not put this on my list, I should watch it and see if it
gets you.
On the list. And it bumped whatever number 10 was before. Yeah, excellent documentary. I'm not really one for... I don't like recreations.
Uh-huh.
I don't like that kind of style of documentary. But it really fit in this.
Yep.
Like, it didn't seem like... Because I feel like recreations are what you do to distract from having a really strong story.
Yeah.
You know, because you're just like, well, we'll distract them by showing this guy stealing a
and make it
ball.
sort of an actual movie and not a documentary.
Because you don't have the context or like the amount of information to make a full documentary, but it didn't really take away from it. And like the balls of this guy,
respect,
to be in prison, and still try and do it, is fucking insane.
What a guy. I love him.
No real spoilers on
Goals.
it because we want you to watch these movies.
Yeah.
But just like, I can't even tell them anything without it going. Just look at just watch it. It's called The Imposter.
It's called The Imposter. You can say that it's a long missing child shows up.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like that would be in any
with
description of the movie.
100 twists.
Yes.
And I'd forgotten what the twist at the end was, and then when I saw it,
I'm trying to think if I remember the twist at the end.
Well,
We may have to discuss.
We will discuss afterwards. What is your number 10, Scott?
Number
Answer.
10. Well, speaking of recreations in documentaries,
Oh.
but a very different kind, the act of killing.
Mm.
Because the point of that, because it's not a documentary where you're telling a story, and in order to illustrate the story, you're doing a filmed recreation. The point of this documentary is the recreations.
Is to get them to do the
They're like, hey, murderers.
hey, mass genociders.
Hey, mass genociders. What say you guys get to make a cool movie about your genocide? And they're like, sold. And that's what this is. It's a very interesting documentary, and man, did a lot of people get killed in Southeast Asia that nobody really cares about.
I love the one really fat guy who has to constantly dab himself with a towel.
I love any sort of dabbing. I love, like, comedians at the Apollo doing it.
Yeah.
Just anything.
I mean, I don't handle heat that well, and I'm only moderately chubby. I couldn't imagine living in Southeast Asia.
To be fair, chubby boys are more easily noticed by senpais.
I would never like to go to Southeast Asia or India. Like, I would die.
They still have the plague.
The
plague.
I mean, I also don't need to wipe my butt with a cup of water, but
with a child.
But like the heat, I can't do it.
No.
I can't handle it. I don't like being sweaty. I don't like being uncomfortable.
No.
I don't like having a ball fog and swass going on.
Yeah, no, I would like it to be. I'll try to convert to Fahrenheit for you jerk-offs listening, but I would like for it to be 12 degrees Celsius year-round. I like to wear jackets.
Yeah.
I like brisk weather. I don't need it too hot. What's 12 in Fahrenheit? That's like 50s?
Sure. I don't know if I ever learned the
It'd be like
calculation. 2.5?
low to mid 50s.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like, summertime, if you want to be in the 20s Celsius, you can be in the 20s, so 70s Fahrenheit. But I believe 30 is 80. I think that is
Sure.
the thing, and both of those numbers can fuck off. I'm done at 30.
I'm fine with, like, an absolute max of, like, 24.
Yeah.
Like, max 24.
Yeah.
But, like,
Once you get upper 20s, I'm out.
Sitting between a 10 and a 15 is pretty
Great.
good for me. Like,
Yeah.
that's where
Yeah.
where you can have the window cracked a little bit,
Yeah.
but it's not because it's hot, it's just because you want the
You want a little bit of
fresh
air. You
know?
can wear a velour tracksuit.
Well, how does that stop you the rest of the year?
I mean, I get very hot in the summer.
But you hold it in, you keep yourself in a really like, oh, I'm doing fine, sir. This is very comfortable for me.
Just like trickles of sweat going down, ignoring
And then you
them.
gotta suck it back in.
I love sucking back in the sweat.
Yeah. I mean, I had never seen it until I watched it for this.
Yeah.
Spoiler, it's not on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you weren't thrilled by it.
I thought it was
Because
something
you had a
different.
You had a different expectation.
Because I think the trailer tricked me. Is
Okay.
I think what it was. Because I'd seen the trailer for years.
Right.
And what I thought it was that it was talking to the guys, getting them to recreate the thing, and then maybe the last, like, half an hour of the movie was, like, showing the movie versions of what they had done.
Right. Which it's not really.
Which it's not really.
Yeah.
You're getting, like, bits and pieces of it as you go.
Yeah, and that's it.
And some of the, like, the actual, like, camera work and stuff is a little clunky for me.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's because I went to film school.
Oh boy.
How
How long did it take to get to that?
but yeah, it wasn't what I expected it to be. I'm still going to watch what's the second one?
The Look of
Look of
Silence.
Silence.
Yeah.
I'll still watch The Look
Yeah.
of Silence when
It's
we get
also
to
good.
2014 because
Yeah.
maybe I'll go into it with different expectations
Yeah.
and then like it. But yeah, it was really not what I expected it to be or wanted it to be.
That's fair. Yeah, and Look of Silence is like the companion piece from the perspective of the genocided versus the genociders.
Yes. Although one of those people is cooler than the other.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to say which one's which.
Winners write the history books.
Winners do it, history books. My
Niner.
number 9. I don't know if this is a popular opinion among most people. It is literally directed by who I think is maybe one of the worst directors of the last 10 years.
Interesting.
However, this is the exception of the decade, because before, I like several movies he did before this one and before this one.
Mm-hmm.
David Ayer,
Yep.
who did Suicide Squad and
That's right.
The movie's called End of Watch.
I hear it's good. I have not seen
It
it.
is really rad.
Yeah.
It is like it's like kind of first-person shooter, but
Where-
it's like
Where did that come up? Oh, I was listening to Paul Scheer's other movie podcast about good movies, Unspooled. It's him and Amy Nicholson, like a movie critic.
didn't even know that was a thing.
And they did like an end of decade thing, and one of them mentioned End of Watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, like police cam, body cam footage, vehicle footage, and then like sort of like kind of like found footage, but there's no like camera person.
Yeah.
But you're getting it from like all of these non like regular camera perspectives, but in very good quality. Like it's not, doesn't look like, you know,
Like a body
Paranormal
cam
Activity
would,
or whatever,
yeah.
right? Like and it's like Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Pena,
yeah.
and they're cops in LA, and they both have like their personal family lives, and then they're just like, it's literally just them like out on the beat, like following them doing their day to day, and just like how violent the bad parts of California, of like Los Angeles and Greater Los Angeles can be.
Yeah.
There's like tons of gun violence. It's really violent, and the ending is like hella depressing. So like, yeah, it's really dope.
Yeah, I've heard it's very good. Yeah, I probably should have watched it, but what are you gonna do?
How many movies can you watch?
2.
There you go.
Then I get
It
tired.
wasn't three.
My number 9 has been mentioned, and that number 9 is Life of Pi. Oscar winner for Best Director, which
A gay Chinese man.
I believe got me a Final Jeopardy question correct a while ago.
Yes.
Maybe during the GOAT tournament.
It was
actually.
a GOAT tournament, because you said it to me.
Because it was the 2 directors that have won 2 Best Pictures.
Was it that, or was it? No,
I think it was that.
Yeah, it was 2 Best Pictures.
Yeah, it was like 21st Century Oscars.
Yeah.
The 2 directors that have won 2 Best Picture, and it was Cuarón and Ang Lee.
Wasn't there a question though that was foreign language, or like directors?
Oh, maybe foreign
not-
was. I guess maybe it wasn't 21st Century. Maybe it was all time, but it was the 2 foreign directors who had each
won multiple Oscars?
multiple best directors.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I think that.
I think so.
that was
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah, and then because then more recently the 21st Century Oscars was the actor who was won Best Supporting Actor in 2 movies that won Best Picture, which was Mahershala
Ali.
Yeah.
Good actor.
So yeah,
Gonna play Blade.
is he?
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess he's due for like
A big thing.
a blockbuster type thing. I don't know if that's Blade, but
I don't know. We'll see.
yeah. Oh, it's Blade's Marvel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess will it be MCU?
I think it's a standalone for now, and then who knows?
Then who knows?
I think it might also be a Disney Plus thing, and not like a movie. I think it might just be like, go to Disney Plus to watch it.
Right.
Give us your money.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyways,
That's fair.
it's cool. Like I like
Yeah.
it. It just didn't make my list.
You probably didn't cry when the tiger walked away at the end.
No, I did not.
All right. So that's where we differ on that one.
Yeah, like I like the visuals of it, and I think it's visually a very cool movie.
It is visually very cool. I like that a lot.
I love the part with the whale shark.
Yes.
Like that's a really, really cool part.
Yeah.
And like obviously I understand the metaphor of the story.
But that's my one complaint with the movie is that they hit the metaphor too hard. They like not even hit it too hard. Like they explained the metaphor at the end, which I wish they hadn't.
Yeah, that last like 4 minutes of the movie.
It was clear.
Doesn't need to be there.
No, I agree.
You absolutely.
I would probably have it higher if not for that.
Yes.
Yeah. And that almost kept it off the list.
Also disappointed that Gerard Depardieu did not live longer.
Yes.
Disappointing. He is a very fat man, and I like him.
Yes.
He also quit France to become a Russian, so...
Hell yeah.
He gets it.
That's the move.
Yeah. Number 8, for me, is a movie that I shamefully admitted to Scott that I had not seen before we started doing this podcast. Although I feel like in the past I had said, oh yeah, I've seen it, and then you were like, oh, okay, cool, and then we never talked about it.
Oh, one of those.
So
So you're a liar.
I honestly have no reason why I didn't see it.
Okay.
Like literally no. I enjoyed it. It's clearly on my list. I wanted to see it. I
just didn't.
It just took me 8 years to see it.
Just didn't, and then I lied about it.
Yeah. I like the director as well.
Okay.
But that's Amour.
Okay.
Yeah. After I think it was between last podcast and spot, like maybe right a couple days later, and I'd said like, hey, P.S. I never saw it. So, but yeah, that I think, very very sad.
Very sad.
But also kind of like very like brutally honest, and I feel like not a lot of movies that are sad like that are really, because like
it's sad without at all being emotionally manipulative.
Yes. Yeah, it literally just plays out like a normal like how it would be in real life. I loved how much because like it's a love story, right?
Yeah.
It's a love story, but like how much the husband's mental and physical capacity while looking after his wife just continuously degrades.
Yeah.
And it's like a physical or emotional thing of like the thing he loves is going away, so he's starting to go away.
Yes.
Right? I thought that was really beautiful.
It's linked.
Yeah. I didn't get what all the pigeon stuff was about.
I mean,
that was kind of weird.
I mean, Haneke, he does some stuff.
And like, but I did like watching an old man try and get a pigeon out of his house.
Yeah.
Because like you can only move so fast. The pigeons are like pretty fast.
Yeah, way faster than. My number 8 is it the first of the decade? I can't remember if there was have we had Wes Anderson yet, or is this the first?
Mm-hmm.
What was?
This is the first.
This is the first. We'll see if he makes it a clean sweep for the decade.
I'm gonna feel like you've already answered your question. Considering both of us like him and he's made good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's making the list.
He's got a good shot.
He's one of those directors that everything they've made for the decade is on the list.
Yeah, he's got a real good shot. Moonrise Kingdom is this one. It is not my favorite Wes Anderson movie.
Yep,
it is good enough to be top 10 for the year. It's got most of the Wes Anderson tropes in it. It's got underage sex, which is cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Wes has got his finger on the pulse.
Yeah.
He knows what we want.
Yeah, I feel like someone said Moonrise Kingdom is Wes Anderson's most political movie.
About raising the
about lowering the age of consent.
Yeah.
So that was good. You got your Bill Murrays. You got your Bob Balaban's the narrator.
Big Bob Balaban fan.
Big Bob. And yeah, it's fun. It's cute. It's charming. It's clearly made by an autistic man who is good at movies, which I appreciate.
If it wasn't for Wes Anderson, would Jason Schwartzman have work?
Good question.
Because like, what else does he do?
Not a lot. He was in that HBO show I liked a lot, Bored to Death.
But if it wasn't for Wes Anderson...
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he owes everything to Wes Anderson.
Absolutely. His whole life.
I need to rewatch Bored to Death, but I watched it like when it was on, but I haven't watched it since.
I've never seen it, but I like 3 people in it.
Like, all 3 of them are awesome in it. Like, it works great.
I want to see it. I just haven't seen it. My number 7, which, here's the funny thing. When I had originally written out the list, like, when we started doing this, because I went through and just sort of did, like, well, here's all the ones that I think will be in all those years, and then I'll watch more and add
and see what happens to the list,
stuff, right? Like, the weird thing is, at the time, this was my number 1.
Wow.
And then I kind of went through the list and saw some more stuff.
And 6 beat it.
And it went down to number 7.
Interesting.
It's weird. I don't know why. I don't have a reason.
Huh.
I just think that, like, the ones that I put above it, I was like, I really, really like these movies, and I like this movie.
But it couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm interested in your former number 1.
The Master.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I should have rewatched it again.
Interesting.
Because if I'd rewatched it, maybe it would move up.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's such a complex movie.
Yeah.
There's so many things in it that you probably miss the first time around, and then when you watch it again, you're like, oh fuck, I didn't. So I think I should have probably had a chance to watch it, because I did have to watch another one on my list to sort of see where it's at, and so I probably should have had time to watch The Master. So maybe it would have gone back up to number one if I'd watched it again, because I remember I've only seen it the one time.
Okay.
The time that like whoever I saw it with in theaters.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've ever seen it.
All right.
And I remember being like, well, this is fucking great, but.
Yep.
Maybe if I had watched it again, it would have moved back up. I have no idea, but
okay.
I have a feeling it will be talked about later.
It will.
So we could move on.
In an interesting way. 7, which will also be talked about later or now or whenever, because you were doing some research on it today. Django Unchained.
Django. The D is silent.
The D is silent.
But the N-words aren't.
This was the sort of the entry of Christoph Waltz into the mainstream, because he's great in it. Jamie Foxx is super fun.
Well, he was in Inglourious Basterds.
I'm sorry, that was not this one.
But this was like more of a kind
it
of
was,
a
but
lead.
no, Inglourious Basterds was his like.
He won an Oscar for it.
Yes.
And I remember reading when I was doing some when I was rewatching it, it's the longest and anyone has been in a movie time-wise that won Best Supporting Actor.
Interesting.
Because he's in it for like 100.
He's in it as much as the lead.
He's in it for like 127 of the like 100 and whatever 39.
Yeah, and
it is.
Jamie Foxx's time is probably the same.
Jamie Foxx is in it for
or
the
less.
whole movie.
Is he in every?
I think he's in
frame.
Every scene.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm trying to think if there's any that he's not.
Something with the woman?
No.
No.
Because Christoph Waltz is in the room, she's in the room, and he's behind the door.
Yeah.
So I think he's in the whole movie.
Huh. Okay.
And then Christoph Waltz is in like everything except for when he gets after that.
Right.
But yeah. It's the longest a supporting actor has ever been in for winning it.
Yeah. Because I guess you can't submit more than one lead actor, and Jamie Foxx was the lead.
I think you can.
Or can you?
I think you can. Because wasn't there talk of Bale and Damon both getting submitted for Big
Oh,
Glory?
yeah.
I think there was talk of it.
Huh.
Because Damon wasn't nominated for Best Supporting.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's true. Yeah.
I think you can.
Wonder what the rules are on that.
I don't know. But yes, anyways.
Yeah. So, like, classic fun Tarantino. Tarantino seems to be on a real streak since Inglourious Basterds of having a big, wacky action ending.
He likes to rewrite history.
He does like to rewrite history.
He likes revisionist history.
With explosives.
With explosives and just like tons of blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
he's a rad dude. I like him.
He is a rad dude.
I like him a lot.
I like him. He likes feet. By the transitive property, I like feet.
But you like pads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not people feet.
Not people feet.
Gross.
Yeah. Yeah. My number 6 was already mentioned. It was your number 8. That would be Moonrise Kingdom.
Oh, so close. Are we gonna have a bunch of like near misses again?
Maybe.
Drew, are we ever gonna fucking kiss?
2019, we're gonna have to kiss 4 times.
Oh my
I think.
God.
So we just gotta hold out.
Should we just
have to edge to 2019?
Just make our 2019 list together and kiss 10 times. Yeah, we got all the same ones.
All the same ones.
What are the odds?
Yeah, we probably shouldn't have admitted to that right now on the podcast.
Yeah, forget. It's gonna be 7 years before they.
That is true. People will forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moonrise Kingdom. I don't know. Like same thing you said. Not my favorite Wes Anderson, but it's
still very good.
Very good.
Yep.
Really enjoyable. I think there's a lot of.
It's a girl in a pretty cool bird costume.
I love when they discover them camping by the lake, and then Bill Murray goes and like grabs the tent off of them and has a freak out.
Yeah,
that's really fucking good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a Wes Anderson movie.
It's a Wes Anderson movie.
There are no real there are no bad Wes Anderson movies.
And either you like them or you don't.
Yeah.
There are people who are annoyed by them. I understand it, but as a fellow autist, I love them.
He's got a style. He sticks to it.
Yeah.
He has a cast. He sticks to it.
Yeah.
You know, and like his stories are original and they're unique.
Yep.
And none of them are really the same.
No.
So like, yeah, maybe some of them look the same.
The vibe of a lot are the same, but they're not the same stories.
Yeah. Like he's a very interesting little mouse of a man.
Yeah. Looking forward to The French Dispatch.
Looks like a weasel.
He does look like a weasel. Yeah. He's very weaselly. And also
Weasley, even though I've never seen it.
Led to a uncharacteristically good SNL sketch a few Halloweens ago where they did like a spoof of a Wes Anderson Halloween movie, like the midnight coterie of like
Yes.
Untold Terrors or
Yeah,
something,
yeah, yeah.
and it was like really funny.
Yeah, it was really good. He should make that for real.
And it was like whoever did it clearly was an actual Wes Anderson fan. Yeah, because like all the like
little nuances and
and like
stuff.
ridiculous symmetry in all the shots and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, there were. Yeah, you could tell they actually liked Wes Anderson.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
What's your number 6?
Oh, you said your number 6. My number 6 is by an Oscar-nominated director, starring an Oscar-nominated director. How do you like that,
How do you like them
motherfucker?
Applesauce, bitch.
Francis Ha.
Hmm.
Noah Baumbach, Greta Gerwig. Fucking. You like it?
You know,
You into it?
You know I don't like one of them, so.
Greta?
I just want to hate her. I don't know why. Her and Brie Larson, I just want to hate. No real reason.
I feel like
just
Brie Larson is more hateable.
Yeah, I don't know. I just really don't care for
I
her.
like Greta.
I like Noah Baumbach though.
Yeah. It's I would have to watch them back to back to decide what's better between this and Marriage Story, because both are excellent. The just like his writing is so good and so natural and real.
Is it just because he's writing about his life?
I think so,
And
but
like you're supposed to write about the stuff you know,
Hey.
which is your depressing love life.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I assume a quote from this led to an unsuccessful Ron Funches NBC sitcom Undateable, because that's definitely the first time I ever heard that word was in Francis Ha. So, and as soon as I heard it, I definitely called my sister that all the time. So,
Burn.
yeah.
Take that. What was her hooker name?
What was it? I'd have to go back and check. I do not remember offhand.
We'll remember. By the end of this, you'll just go, ah, then you'll just yell it out loud.
I'll try.
Persimmon, no.
It might have been like a fruit or vegetable or flower or something.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Chrysanthemum.
I don't remember.
Honeysuckle. Hyacinth.
Yeah. My number 5 is a movie that I really, really like.
Come on, give me a match,
It's-
man.
I don't-
Has neither of us said it yet?
No.
Okay. I'm feeling good. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man.
No,
Come on,
I don't think
man.
it's going to be, because I don't think it's on your list.
Come on, man.
I don't think it's on your list. I think we're too different. It is the Sam Mendes
Nope.
directed Skyfall.
Oh, we are different.
I really like that movie. I like the visuals of it. I like the
I don't.
actiony Bondy. I think it's one of the better Bondy movies.
Skyfall is good if you watch it after Spectre. Because Spectre sucks.
Oh, sure. Yeah, Spectre's terrible.
And
but
it makes Skyfall look good. I don't know if Skyfall is necessarily
Well,
good on its own.
it's on my list.
But
I like it.
I'll allow it.
I like it a lot.
That's fine.
I like the darkness of it, and it's Javier Bardemness, where he's got a giant penis. You can't tell he's got a giant penis, but he gave his character a giant penis.
Yeah, because he's a fucking actor.
And he fucks.
He fucks.
Yeah. Javier Bardem does not play characters where he doesn't fuck. Like, even if it's just off screen.
I kind of had it in my head that Javier was the bad guy in Quantum of Solace. Who's the bad guy in that?
A French guy.
Okay.
Um,
And then it's Javier in Skyfall and the aforementioned Christoph Waltz in Spectre.
and also the new one.
And also the new one. Which even I'm pretty sure they killed him in Spectre, but whatever.
Yeah, but whatever.
To quote Star Wars, nothing ever really dies.
I wish Star Wars would die.
Oh well.
Matthew Amalric.
Ooh, would have been a while before I got to that name.
He's a French actor that you know from... Oh, he's in Grand Budapest.
Okay.
And Munich.
Munich. That's a movie I could stand to rewatch because... Okay. Yeah.
All 3 hours of it?
Yeah, because I feel like it's good and people like it, but I think I was maybe not in the right mood and was bored when I watched it.
I like it. I haven't
Yeah.
seen it in a long time.
I think it's Spielberg, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I could stand to rewatch Munich.
But
But
the bad guys are the good guys in it.
I know it's very confusing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I had a problem.
I don't want to cheer for them.
No. You could root for like parts in the middle where the bad guys where the quote unquote bad guys get the advantage.
That's true.
Yeah, or the beginning. The
beginning.
Watch it backwards,
Oh.
guys. If you take one thing away from this podcast, watch Munich backwards.
Perfect. So what's your number 5?
My number 5 is now this is one I don't know if you like. So we could have number 5s that the other doesn't care for, but maybe you do, or maybe it's your number 1. I don't fucking know. I don't know you, man.
You do know me.
I do know you, but I'm this movie I'm not sure about. I feel like you could go either way on this movie. Beast of the Southern Wild. What do you think?
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Not really.
Okay, I really like it.
Well, you're the one person.
And I don't.
You and the Academy.
Me and the Academy.
Are the only people.
Me and fellow old white men.
Hush Puppy.
Yeah.
Gators full of explosive gas.
That's awesome.
That's fine.
It's like cool setting. It's I mean the kid does great. I mean it got her Black Annie. I mean that's worth something, right? Blanny. It got her Blanny, guys. Quvenzhané Wallis, I believe. Youngest Oscar nominee? Yeah.
She beat out Anna Paquin.
Paquin? Yeah.
Totally fuckable Anna Paquin. Not now. Then yes.
Oh yeah, piano Anna Paquin?
Wearing that beret.
Yeah. This movie has something in common with The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou in that they both have a scene right near the end of the movie where a person or group of people encounter a large, almost semi-mythical animal, and I found both scenes extremely emotionally affecting. Like, I don't know what it is, but they both absolutely get me. And that scene is what put this movie where it is. I like the whole thing. The whole thing's interesting. I love that the dad has AIDS. Anything with dad AIDS, I'm into.
Yeah. Of course. What a silly question.
But yeah, just the sort like because the movie sort of has cutscenes with the actual beasts of the Southern Wild, which is not like an actual real part of the movie, but it's great and there's something just like really powerful about the payoff of it that I really like.
It's like Where the Wild Things Are, but on acid.
Sure. That's a good movie, too. I like that movie a lot.
Spike Jones, baby.
09?
Definitely never being spoken of again in this podcast.
No, we'll definitely never mention Spike Jones.
Yeah, I really like that movie a lot. That movie's really great.
Yeah.
Beast of the Wild, I feel like when I saw it, I wasn't sure what I was getting myself into.
When you saw it, you hated Black Eagle? So
yeah,
it was
only when I saw that movie.
So it was sometime in your adult life?
Maybe I wasn't fully paying attention when I watched it, but I just remember being like, "Oh, this is fine."
Yeah, I dig it. I could rewatch it anytime.
Well, number 4, unfortunately, will be ending the streak of French language films as my number 1.
Drew, keep talking.
Oh no.
Drew, keep talking.
Because this movie is French.
Keep fucking talking, Drew.
Right
now I wish this was a video podcast because I'm giving him such eyes.
It involves amputations.
Yeah. And then
and orcas.
And then
and pit fighting or like warehouse fighting.
Backyard bare knuckle brawls.
The movie. It's called Rust and Bone.
Drew, I have terrible news for you.
We have to kiss?
Well, I've got, I sort of had a tie for my number 4.
Okay.
And the tie was between Rust and Bone. Kiss me, fatty!
Curse me, fatty.
How are we handling kisses?
Off air.
Off air?
Yeah.
That's going to disappoint.
And we're kissing the tip of each other's penis. So we put lipstick on it and we kiss it.
Do we just... I think we have to do them on air. And... No, people are going to be mad if we do them off air. They're going to be super mad. Do we, like, for each one, just like I kiss you one, and the next one you kiss me, and just alternate back and forth? How do you want to handle this? This is something we should have discussed earlier, but here we are.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Whoever says it first
okay.
gets kissed.
All right, come here. I'm going to give you a kiss. This is a real kiss, guys. Number 4, Rust and Bone.
Number 4, Rust and Bone. It's got. Did you enjoy the amputee sex? Because I enjoyed the amputee
Fuck
sex.
yes.
That was great.
I mean, the way she became an amputee was fucking wild.
It's crazy.
I did not think, like, I didn't know really anything about the movie. I knew it was a good French movie.
Yeah.
And then I was not ready for it.
Yeah.
It came out of fucking
comes out
nowhere.
of nowhere. And, like,
yeah.
Nowhere.
I'm like, that's what the movie's gonna be about?
Nowhere in the marketing of the film
No.
are you to believe that's what's happening. It just looks like a French romance film
Yeah.
or something.
There's more to it.
There's a lot more to it. Yeah, it's really cool. Like, Marion Cotillard's amazing.
Yeah, she's great.
I really like Matthias Schoenaerts. He was like Bullhead, like, for My 2011.
That's right. Yeah.
And then he's in some
Ali.
stuff. Yeah, he's great. And just like the way that it's filmed, especially like when he's fighting and stuff, just kind of seems so.
The fighting is like
so realistic,
like raw and brutal.
Yeah, like it's not like it doesn't look like super choreographed, like, big budget.
It doesn't look
fighting.
like movie fighting.
It literally just looks like they were like, "Do you guys want to fight?"
They're
like,
having an actual.
Do you want to fight for real? And
Yeah.
they're like, "Okay, let's just fight for real," and then they fight for real.
Yeah.
Because like everything about it is like animalistic. Like it's not like, yeah, I'm gonna throw a punch here and then you like turn your head to take the. It's just like punch him, like, fucking punch him. But yeah, it's rad, and it's like it's got so many ups and downs.
Yeah, that was the most pleasant surprise of the ones I hadn't watched before we started this, and as per usual, I made the list now, and I had a solid 1, 2, 3, and then a chunk for the rest, and then as I was sort of ranking things, I'm like, oh, I guess Rust and Bone is number 4.
I guess you're my number 4
because it's better than the rest of them.
And
so.
And it's stuck with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did it. All right. So
Cool.
what's number 3? Crossed off them 4s.
Number 3 is a movie I'd never heard of until my let's call him friend, noted self-hating Mexican Jordan Vasquez.
Okay.
Brought to my attention not that long ago. It is a movie from the Great
Depression.
Not country, but region known as Hong Kong.
Ah.
And the movie is called Drug War.
And
I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
I haven't.
But it fucking rules.
It's your number 3. Wow.
Well, I'm into weird things.
That's fine.
It is a crime, like drugs, smuggling kind of thing, and it's about it's essentially about like the one good. Like, I feel like this is in every like Jackie Chan movie, but it's about like the one really good, honest cop in the Hong Kong Police Department.
In a sea of corrupt cops.
In a sea of corrupt cops.
Yeah.
It's really speaking to the
That's kind of a
tone
trope.
of real Hong Kong.
True.
And it's about they're trying to stop this new drug from getting on the market and killing a bunch of the population, and they go undercover, and they've got like this sort of like Ocean's 11 style like switcheroo, and which is really cool. And then there's like tons of gunfights and stuff, and then they sort of discover where all the drugs are being brought in from. So in this one, because it's set in Hong Kong, and they 2018, they made a remake of it in Korea. And in Korea, the bad guys are the Chinese people.
Hell yes.
In the Hong Kong one, I think the bad guys are Indonesian.
Okay.
Or Thai. I think it's Indonesian.
So Korea remade it so they could make the correct movie.
Yes, so that they could make the real bad guys bad guys. Although China and Hong Kong, not the same thing. But
also neither number 1 bad guys.
Number 1. Oh, forever not number 1.
Jersey retired.
Jersey retired. So, and then it's like this weird thing where like the ones that are cooking the drugs, it's like this brother and sister who only speak in clicks and whistles.
Okay.
It's really weird. It's really cool. But like, super violent, but there's like a little bit of comedy to it.
Okay.
And like the lead guy, like the main actor is like really, really good. He's really serious when he needs to be, but there's like a lot of weird like tension-breaking comedy in it, but it's great. It's really good. I had never heard of it until Jordan suggested I watch it, and then I watched it and I was like, oh, that's rad.
Oh.
And the remake is pretty good, and the funny part is that I watched the remake and then was like, oh, I've seen this before. Like, I've seen this movie before. And I was like, no, I haven't. But then realized
you sort of have.
It's literally just, it's a shot-for-shot remake.
Oh.
But like, obviously in Korean instead of
Right.
in Cantonese. Is that what do people in Hong Kong speak?
Cantonese,
Cantonese, right? Mandarin's mainland China.
I
and
think so.
Cantonese is Hong Kong. Yeah, so it's just in Korean instead of
Right.
Cantonese.
Interesting. I like it. I will check that out. My number 3 is the last one on my list that hasn't been mentioned yet.
Oh.
And I would assume you're number 2 or 1. What do you think about Jagten? Or in English, The Hunt. Feel pretty good about it?
Feel pretty solid about it.
Pretty solid about it. Should we wait on that and?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably
Sure.
wait on it.
You're number 2.
My number 2 has already been mentioned.
Okay.
Obviously, if you go by deducing, you can figure out what it is.
Probably could, but
The D is silent, the ends are not.
Oh yeah, I forgot you hadn't done Django.
I don't know if you're aware of this, Scott, because I don't really tell you a lot of my personal information.
I think you tell me a lot of your personal information.
Okay. Well, in all sincerity, this is a real statement. I'm coming at you in reality right
Should
now.
we pause? I don't like getting real on the podcast.
Pause or pause, POZ? Are we getting paused?
Are we
We're chasing the bug?
PAWS or POZ? Anything a bit PAUSE.
Yeah. I genuinely really like spaghetti westerns. Like,
Yeah.
I fucking love them. And this movie is like, it's such a cool throwback.
Yeah, it's
to classic spaghetti westerns.
Yeah, it's a cool film nerds homage
which is
to
exactly what I am.
exactly
Right?
to because Tarantino's just like the best nerd.
He's the best nerd.
Yeah.
And he doesn't give a fuck about what people think about him.
Yeah.
Or he does whatever he thinks is cool.
Yeah.
And if people think he's a creep or a racist or a pedophile or
I don't
whatever,
care.
he's like, I don't fucking care. I'm making a movie.
Yeah.
Fuck you. The things that are the most amazing to me is all of Christoph Waltz's dialogue in that movie makes him sound like the smartest man that's ever lived. And it's incredible because he's speaking in such a proper tone and with proper dialogue and pronunciation and execution.
Yeah.
But it's not boring. It's exactly what it needs to be.
Oh no, the character's super compelling.
And the fact that he makes all of those dumb Southerners seem so much dumber.
Yes.
Because they don't understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
Is incredible. But just the opening scene of that movie, I don't know if you remember it, but it's
opening scene is what?
It's when the two slave traders are in the dark in the night and they're going through the forest with the slaves.
Yep. Okay.
Everything about that scene, the setup and how it looks.
Yeah.
And just the way that Christoph Waltz acts in that part, just with the fast killing, the horse falling on the guy and breaking his leg, and then just the way he's talking to Django and stuff is it hooks you into that movie so quickly.
Yes, yeah, you're on board immediately.
I'm in this movie.
Yeah.
You're probably going to be in the movie regardless, but you're like, oh, if this is what the movie is, you sold me.
Yeah.
And it's 3.5 hours long, but it goes...
It's not that long, is it?
It's sorry.
2.5.
2.5 hours
yes,
long.
It's 2.5.
2.5 hours long, but it...
It's not the Irishman.
It's not the
Irishman.
The
Gyrishman.
which I will not see.
Gyrishman, men only.
It doesn't seem that long, though.
No, it moves.
Really smoothly.
It totally moves, yeah. Because you get a lot of scene changes and
and tons of scenery changes.
Stuff's always happening.
And just all the random cameos of people.
Yeah.
Fucking Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill.
Why do we need fucking Jonah Hill?
And starring John A. Hill.
John A. Hill.
As himself.
As
himself, a KKK member.
Mid-transition, too. Between fat and skinny.
He didn't know what he was doing.
He was going up and down.
Didn't know what he was doing in 2011.
But, it's everything I love about Westerns and Tarantino movies. And like I said to you earlier, I'd forgotten what the ending of the movie was. I thought it just ended with the
shootout. Yeah,
and then there's another 25
yeah,
minutes.
and then there's a real exclamation point at the end.
Yeah. There's a real as much dynamite as you possibly can. Also holds the distinction of the most N-words used in a movie.
Until we make our movie.
Well, or until people.
Did it really beat 42?
Yeah.
That's shocking.
42 is only those two scenes.
Is 42 the most said by one guy, Alan Tudyk?
Probably. But yeah, for this movie, I don't remember what the exact number was, but it's a lot.
It makes sense that it's thrown around pretty liberally.
And it's if you look at it, every character in the movie that is white says it.
Yeah.
Bruce Dern is in it for like 2 minutes.
That's right, yeah.
And he says it a couple times.
I mean,
Jonah Hill says it. Don Johnson says it.
Yeah. DiCaprio.
DiCaprio says it. Tarantino says it, obviously.
Yeah. And then Sam Jackson says it a bunch.
Yeah, but he's not white.
No, I know, but like as far as everyone's saying it.
And like Django says, I mean, Jamie Foxx says it a bunch.
Yeah.
And like even Christoph Waltz says it a bunch. Like
Yeah.
every character in that movie says it like at least once.
Yeah.
It's bonkers.
Yeah. And then of course obvious trivia. Hey, did you know Leo DiCaprio like really hurt his hand in that scene and then he kept going? Can you believe it?
Can you believe that he smashed his hand on some glass and cut himself and then just kept going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a guy.
What a guy.
Let's give him an Oscar in a few years, but not for this one. Or
And like that's a whole other discussion on top of it. But like if anything, like this deserves it more than The Revenant.
Kinda.
Like this one is more of a like an actor getting into a character and sticking with a character.
Yeah.
Than just doing physical stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sure, being in the wilderness, tough.
Yeah.
Not really acting, though.
It was just him getting his ass kicked
this
in The
is
Revenant.
cold.
Yeah.
Oh, a bear.
Yeah.
Like, this
Yeah.
one, he's, like, in character, and he's, like, yelling and screaming and acting. And, like, it's great. Like,
Yeah.
This is one that he should have won it for.
No, it's a great role. For sure.
Pushes. Mondays.
Number 2. Previously mentioned, Amour. Yeah, I really like
Sad, depressing. Sort of Scandinavian, but not really, because Germany doesn't really count.
German / French / English.
Yeah.
There's a lot of languages in this movie. Yeah, I like Haneke a lot. He's a really like smart director and is very deliberate about all of his shots. And this one obviously like very emotionally affecting too. But it was really interesting like how it emotionally affected me. Like when I did not cry.
Mm-hmm.
When the husband does the deal.
Does the deed.
Let's say.
Yeah.
Legit like a cartoon. One single tear just like falls out of my eye. I don't start crying. Like that was it. But I'm like, this is unusual.
You were the Indian seeing all of the garbage.
Literally,
on
I was
land.
the Indian seeing all the litter. It was but like I can't even think of another movie where I had that specific response to it. Right. It was very interesting. It just very engaging.
Does the deed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very well crafted film.
Yeah.
Like everything about it is.
Yeah, and that's the case with like all Haneke stuff. I said there's a couple other Hanekes you should see for sure. Cache, definitely. You've seen Funny Games.
I've seen Funny Games.
Cache's great. Definitely see that.
I've actually seen both Funny Games.
Both Funny Games, yeah, and both are good.
Both are good.
Yeah.
Original's better than remake, but yeah. So both of our number ones have obviously been mentioned.
I know your number one.
My number.
Do you know my number one?
Well, it's probably the one that was going to be my number one, and then you haven't mentioned.
It was.
So, because we both like it and the director. So,
yeah.
My number one, which has not been mentioned, is you know how I don't like musicals.
I do know that.
Well, good, because the musical's not my number one.
I would be shocked if it was.
You thought
Les Mis, yeah.
No.
I would lose my mind if your number one was Les Mis. I would absolutely lose my mind.
We vaguely you said it was on your list. It's your number 3.
Yeah.
The Hunt.
The Hunt. Mads. Mad about Mads.
Mad about Mads. Mads is an amazing actor.
He's a Danish national treasure.
He really is.
I wish he was my national treasure.
You wish he was in National
I wish he was
Treasure.
in National Treasure.
You wish he was Nicolas Cage.
I wish I was in National Treasure, and at the end of the treasure map was Mads Mikkelsen.
The treasure was to find missing Mads.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mads Missingson.
I mean, I don't even know where to go with this. So the idea of the story is Mads he's not a teacher. He's like
he
like
has
an assistant.
He has a job that exists in Europe and doesn't exist here.
Yeah, he's like
he works at a school.
He's like a a therapist. I don't know. He's just like, yeah, he's not specifically a teacher,
Yeah.
but he works with children at a school with the teachers. Like
Yes.
he sort of like is just a body to be
Some
there
sort
to
of
help out.
facilitator.
Yeah, coordinator.
Yeah,
or
it's a job that probably should exist at all schools, but only exists in Europe because they
can
like
afford
understand like social progress and stuff.
and like,
Yeah.
investing into their future.
Yeah.
Which is the children.
I believe the children are our future.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Teach them well and let them lead the way. Oh, whatever that fucking Whitney song is.
you're a Greta Thunberg person.
I'm a big Greta boy.
Yeah, Greta boy.
Yeah.
I don't think you've been a boy for a long time.
I'm a boy. I told you I'm a fountain of youth.
BOI.
BOI.
So yeah, he's like whatever he is. He's got a position, and his friend's daughter, who he obviously is around all the time,
Yeah.
outside of school as well as in school, is very young. She's like 5 maybe.
Yeah, like kindergarten.
And she doesn't really understand the meaning of like actual love. Like there's like the love that you say to like your family members or like your, you know, close people very close to you, that is just like a term of like you're my family and I love you. But she sort of develops like a childhood crush thing on Mads Mikkelsen, and then doesn't understand that like that's not what it is, and sort of gets confused by it, and then when she gets confused by it, gets angry because she's a child.
Yeah, and doesn't know how to
process. Doesn't know how to process or like emote correctly.
Yeah.
And tells her parents that he like made the moves on her. Touched her essentially, right? And then falsely, of course.
Yeah.
Like he literally does nothing other than just be her teacher. Like he's not a pedophile.
No, he's just a good guy.
But because she says it, like completely ruins his fucking life.
It is time for the hunt.
Literally, it's time for the hunt. And I don't want to spoil anything because like there's a lot in it, but it's just about how his like literally everybody turns on him.
Yeah.
Like everybody is out to get him.
His life just explodes.
He has a son who's like 13,
something like that,
13ish.
Yeah.
And it like completely ruins his fucking life.
Yep.
He's got an estranged wife.
Yes.
Who also gets involved in it.
Yep.
And then like so it's literally just about how this one little like completely innocent childish thing like completely explodes his entire fucking life and ruins everything. And like there's one really big scene in it that like I don't want to say because you gotta watch it, but that it was just like how dark everything can get in that one thing. Like it's fucking bonkers.
The final scene or like the final shot almost made it my number one.
Ooh. Yeah.
Because it's so
Yeah.
I don't want to say it because it's very powerful and like it really
Oh,
yeah.
And like I don't even remember. I just remember like I think randomly because it was on Netflix for a while.
Okay.
When it first came out, I think, and it was just sort of like a thing. I'm like, oh, I like Mads, so I'm like, I'll just watch it, and then watch it. And was like,
whoa,
what have I got myself into?
Yeah.
This is crazy. Yeah. It's nuts.
Yeah. It's I didn't know how to rank my 1, 2, 3.
Right.
I knew they were The Hunt, Amour, and The Master, which I'm saying now is my number one, and most have already deduced. It could have kind of been those in any order, but I think that's what I landed on. I think I landed on The Master number one just for the fucking powerhouse acting of both leads in it. Like, Joaquin and PSH are both so good in it, and both should have won Oscars. I don't think either did. I think they were both nominated. I think neither won.
Well, no, because Joaquin won his first one this year.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think he won for Walk the Line, did.
I thought he did.
No, I thought only What's-Her-Face won.
Well, maybe only What's-Her-Face won.
Reese Witherspoon.
Reese?
Reese's Pieces. I'd like to see Reese's Pieces. I've already seen them. They're fine.
But yeah, I love the not subtle send up of Scientology.
You only one.
He was nominated, but he didn't win.
Yeah, but
Same The Master, Walk the Line, and Gladiator. He was all nominated and didn't win.
so this was Joaquin's first Oscar.
Joker was his first Oscar.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have bet he won for Walk the Line, but yeah, no, he should have won for. How were they nominated for this one? Was one lead, one supporting? Were they both supporting?
I'm gonna read what Philip Seymour Hoffman says, and then I'll tell you. He was nominated as Best Supporting, and Joaquin was nominated as Best Lead.
Okay.
So he got lead.
So Joaquin.
Seymour Hoffman got it.
I think that makes sense. I think Joaquin's probably got a little more screen time than Hoffman.
Yeah, and he starts out the movie like he's in the beginning, whereas Hoffman's not in.
Yeah, because you have to establish Joaquin, and then Hoffman shows
I
up.
was gonna say, is that his last sort of like Philip Seymour Hoffman's last like big thing? But then I was like, oh well, he's in the Hunger Games. I don't know if that counts, but those were big.
What's
movies.
his last real good thing?
A Most Wanted Man.
I think that's good. I haven't seen it.
I
think it's supposed to be pretty good.
2014. We can watch it.
Yeah. Anything else after The Master?
He did God's Pocket. I don't know what that is. And a Late Quartet. Same year as The Master.
Okay.
And then his last thing was in an episode of the TV show Happy-ish.
Weird. What the fuck is Happy-ish?
Is
that
Steve Coogan, Catherine Hahn? I don't know.
Is that a Blackish spinoff that came before Blackish?
Possibly. Good day.
Blackish does have a spinoff, right?
Yeah.
Mixed-ish?
Mixed-ish, and then there's also Grown-ish.
Jesus Christ. That's a lot. Although, we would have to give Blackish a chance, because they're dropping New Japan references, which is wild.
That's crazy.
There's obviously a wrestling nerd on the writing team.
Yeah, it's me. I'm writing for Blackish.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
You're the token hire?
I'm the token hire for a black show, yes. Yes, but I agree. Like, both of them should have probably gotten...
Yeah, they're both phenomenal. And like the scene where Hoffman's making Joaquin walk like back and forth to the window.
Yes.
The party with all the naked people. That's a good one.
Yeah. Or, I love the whole thing in the department store where he's taking the pictures and has the freak out.
Yes.
Like, that one's pretty
Well,
great.
yeah. This might have just been a documentary about Joaquin Phoenix.
Maybe. Just leading us to the Joker.
Yeah. I think this is a Joker prequel. You could absolutely read this as a Joker prequel.
Yeah.
And also, that's cool if the Joker's about Scientology. But yeah, this rules. I love Paul Thomas Anderson.
I like 90% of Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is he gonna have a clean sweep? But then I thought, no, he's not.
No.
Unfortunately.
Well.
Are we talking about Inherent Vice?
Oh.
Oh no!
I like that one.
You like that one, and
you don't like
that.
And I don't like the other one.
That's right. That's right.
So.
Yeah.
He's not,
no,
he's not gonna have a clean sweep.
I don't think Inherent Vice is gonna make it.
I'm not entirely certain that Inherent Vice is gonna have it. It'd be on my list.
I wouldn't mind rewatching it though.
Well, we can.
I do like Josh Brolin yelling about pancakes.
Yeah.
That I do like. But I feel like it's a very dense and confusing story because it's a dense and confusing book that I believe the author said could never be filmed. Which is why Paul Thomas Anderson said, like, hold my beer, basically.
Yeah, pretty much, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've only seen that once in the theaters. So I could rewatch it, but I don't see it. Because is it...
14.
Oh, you know what? I'm not even going to bother rewatching it because 14 is so fucking strong. There's no chance Inherent Vice makes it, actually.
It's definitely going to be on my, like,
things to discuss.
Hans.
Sure.
You know?
But yeah, I cannot see that making a top 10 for 2014 for me. So yeah. That's all of them. That's all the movies.
We're done. It's over. Get out.
Okay.
Now you, the listeners.
Yeah, I'm going to stay.
Because we got a lot of gay things to do.
What were our off-air conversations? We don't need to off-air because we did that on-air. We have to off-air talk about Grimm a lot. And...
Yeah, what was Grimm on? Like, regular network television?
NBC.
Weird.
6 seasons on NBC.
Like, is it based off of Brothers Grimm?
Yes.
Oh.
It's great.
Is there any crossovers with Sleepy Hollow?
No. It needed no crossovers. It stood on its own.
Wow, 6 fucking seasons.
6 fucking seasons.
Where was I?
I don't know. I don't know I feel like I should have talked about it more when it was on. It was like my little secret. I was the only one who watched Grimm. It was very exciting.
I'm like looking at all the cast and stuff, and was like, oh, this is a real network television show where I know almost no one.
Yeah. There's the black guy who's in Lincoln Rhyme now. There's the white guy who shows up here and there on things.
There is one female actress who
And
I don't know what I know her from, but I think she's super hot.
There's a female who is cute and turns into a fox.
Is it her?
It is absolutely her.
Oh, she's a slut.
She's
Yeah, she's cute. I
Yeah.
like her a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know what I know her from, but
she this isn't what you know her from, but I saw her in something. I'm like, and I couldn't remember she was from Grimm, but I'm like, I know this bitch. She was playing the stand-in for Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's girl, in the SVU episode about Epstein. Yeah, she was a very good,
That makes sense.
creepy Ghislaine. And I was like, but I was mad the whole time that she wasn't turning into a fox.
I don't know what I know her from. She was in an episode of Andy Richter Controls the Universe.
which is
She's in American Pie 2.
which is Loki / not Loki, the best,
the best
show.
Yeah, it's
Andy Richter
great.
Controls the Universe is so good.
It could really do with a
Also,
with a rewatch for me.
Michael Pena's debut.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
One episode, he plays a copy boy that Paget Brewster fucks.
Nice.
Yeah.